All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into my one political video. I do one political video a month now, it seems like. Normally I do a prediction, but that got kind of repetitive, like a prediction on the 2024 election. Today we're going to be looking at the polls and how does RFK and his standing as an independent affect both Biden and Trump. Originally, I thought for sure it was going to be a negative against Trump, and I do think some of these polls do prove that, but if you include all of the people running, including some of the people in the Green Party, it does seemingly actually help Trump. Now, the first thing I'm going to look at right now, it is Biden's approval rating. How about this? This is from yesterday. I took this under 40%, 39.9%. This is the first time I've seen Biden in terms of Real Clear Politics polling average under 40% in basically forever since he's been president. That's minus 17. No president has ever won re-election with an approval rating like this, so certainly Biden is going to have to move up significantly, or they're going to have to replace Biden. I would guess the Democrats are going to do some certain things to kickstart the government a little bit, try and help Biden's approval rating, although gas is down and the approval rating is still not good. I think a lot of these people realize Biden is just a complete prop. It is a total joke. He can barely formulate sentences. Even liberals are now admitting it. And you can see the approval rating, it just keeps getting worse, even with the gas prices lower. Now, taking a look at just the raw data on a Biden versus Trump matchup. This is popular vote, and this is phenomenal news for Donald Trump, sitting around plus 2.5. You can see Trump routinely winning just the general election vote, which is something we expect the Republicans obviously to lose. Consider the high population centers in the major Democratic cities, New York City, LA, and what have you. But even something like this is good news for Trump. Like if it was election night, if election night was tomorrow and I saw something like this, it would be absolutely shocking if Trump lost. Now, this is going to change, I'm sure, but just in general, right now, looking at this, the generic popular vote being Republican plus 2.4 is pretty remarkable, and you can see the graph right there. And then this is another thing that I saw. They're doing polls with Nikki Haley because Nikki Haley is the establishment choice now over DeSantis. They like her. DeSantis really just didn't have it in terms of politically talking, running a campaign. He made too many mistakes, and now Nikki Haley, kind of the strong woman, she's the head of the establishment choice for the Republicans that do not like Trump. And a recent Wall Street Journal popular vote poll came out on her against Biden, plus 17. And then the one before that, it was a tie. So, I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's just dumb polling, but I thought that was funny. Either way, this is the whole gang. So you can take a look at this. This is polling data. Trump, Biden, Kennedy, West, Cornel West, and Jill Stein, who is still running apparently, very likely to take more votes away from the Democrat than the Republican if Jill Stein runs in 2024. Cornel West also, you can see at around 2, taking more votes away from Biden. When it comes to Kennedy, RFK, I do think he takes slightly more votes away from Trump. Now, when you examine the idea of RFK, who does he hurt, Republicans or Democrats, you understand that there's a big faction of conservatives that will vote conservative no matter what. There's a big faction of Democrats that will vote Democrat no matter what. But I do think there is kind of a voter that might hate or dislike both Biden and Trump that would otherwise normally go ahead and vote for Trump and hold their nose, that now might be drawn to Kennedy. You can see all of these people together, Trump commandingly up almost 6 points in terms of just the generic popular vote. But when you narrow the field, and it's just Trump, Biden, and Kennedy. Remember, when it was Trump versus Biden, Trump was up 2.5 points. Now with Kennedy, it actually hurts Trump by 2 points. It brings him down, and it's virtually a tie. I will say this, there's a few of these polls are from October, so the recent stuff does have Trump up 8 and up 2, but in general, I think RFK does slightly hurt Donald Trump more than Joe Biden. That's how I interpret this polling data, and it makes perfect sense in my opinion. Again, I think when you actually get down to it and really, say, all right, which voters that would be voting for Trump or Biden that turn to Kennedy, what is the situation of those voters? And I think the situation is it's people that really don't like either candidate, but they would hold their nose at the last second and vote for Trump. They're going to turn and say, I have someone to vote for now. I'll just vote for RFK because he's a legitimate independent who's polling at 14 or 15%. This is not a Jill Stein situation. It's not a Cornel West situation where they're complete no-names. This is a Kennedy, and he's polling pretty well. Is there a way that he can win? I don't see it based on the current power structure. I do think, we've heard about The Rock. He's, what was he, in the White House? Or I don't know. He was outside of some government political building visiting soldiers. He's talked about it the past few months. He was on Rogan being really political, being completely boring, almost answering questions like a politician. You have to wonder if The Rock is really angling and thinking, it looks like Trump's possibly going to win in 2024. This is speculation. We don't know what's going to happen with Trump and his trial, but imagine The Rock is like, I'm going to be the new liberal light. Or would The Rock say, no, I'm just going to run as an independent because I don't want to piss people off and try and go that way, because there are a lot of people in this country that are slightly left and slightly right that are done with both political parties. They hate both of them. They know both are corrupt. And then what is this? This is Trump versus Biden. This is Michigan. So this is bad news for Biden, because I think Michigan is the most liberal of the Rust Belt states, and you can see the last two polls, +10 and +5. If Trump is enjoying an average margin of victory in these polls of around 4 points going into election night in Michigan of all states, it's just not going to happen for Biden. So these polls are very positive for Trump. And then this is a very important thing to look at. It's the betting average. It really shows you where everyone is trending. So certainly Trump right now, I would say around a 36% chance to be president, at least according to the betting averages. Biden at 30, he's about 6 points below. And then you can see everyone else significantly lower. Nikki Haley sitting at around 9%. In the event where Trump is unable to run, something happens to him, I can almost assure you that Trump will endorse Vivek Ramaswamy. You can see Vivek Ramaswamy at around 2%, and it will turn into an establishment Nikki Haley versus Ramaswamy battle. We saw Ramaswamy during that last debate absolutely light it up, go after the other three. It was very impressive, and I would say it would be Ramaswamy versus Haley. And then you do have Gavin Newsom kind of laying in the weeds. He had that debate against DeSantis. He absolutely flopped. DeSantis embarrassed him, so he's kind of fallen back a little bit. You can see Michelle Obama, very unlikely she runs. There is RFK, the independent, sitting even below her, considering independents have almost no chance of winning. Ron DeSantis, he's in the dark green. You can see how far he cratered. Even at the beginning of this graph, you can see he was actually the favorite over Biden and Trump, and he has absolutely lost it. And there is Kamala Harris, the vice president. Zero chance they pick her. And then Vivek at 2% down there. He's gone down significantly recently. All of the Vivek vote, he's getting none of it because they're all voting for Trump. Right now, if Trump's out of the race, Vivek's got a much better chance. And taking a look at this is kind of a better look at it. Republicans versus Democrats. Trump at around a 75% chance. Nikki Haley at around 13%. DeSantis, I don't see DeSantis winning, honestly. He's at around 5%. And then Vivek at around 3%. Democrats, it's really Biden or Newsom. If they don't go with Biden, it's very likely to be Newsom. Michelle Obama around 8%. And then Kamala Harris at around 6% in terms of that. But when it comes to Biden versus Trump, just straight up, Trump performing well right now. When you include all of them, Trump even gets elevated higher. When you just include Biden, Trump, and Kennedy, it does hurt Trump slightly, which doesn't surprise me, although I will say there's probably not enough polling data to really make a complete accurate assessment when it comes to something like that. But either way, guys, that is just where everything is trending right now. They're really milking these debates, these Republican debates, and I love it. It's nice. I can't believe people complain about it. We need more debates in this country, and they're doing more debates apparently in early 2024. 2024. I was going to say 2023. 2024 before the Iowa caucus. They're going to do 2 more debates. I think CNN is doing them. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on X. Link to that's always in the description.